Welcome to the latest walk and talk. Myself, John from GPS Radar. I've got a special guest with me this time. So I've got Jay, my wife, with me.
Again.
So we're going to go for a 10-mile walk with Trudy the dog. That's our cockapoo down there. We're actually staying in a place called Kidland Lee, which is in the Kidland Forest, which is some of that lovely high ground in the Cheviot Hills. And what we're going to do today is we're going to go for a 10-mile walk, but we're going to do it with a Epix Gen2 GPS watch. So I'm going to use my Epix Gen2 watch, and we've planned that 10-mile walk already, and we're going to go and navigate with it. Now, the key thing that we're going to do that's going to be slightly different is we have got our Ordnance Survey map with us just in case, but we're going to try and navigate without a GPS unit with Ordnance Survey maps, without the Ordnance Survey map, just navigating with just the watch and the topo active mapping. So I don't know if we're going to do it. I think the watch are really good for long distance trails or set out trails. Like I did the 3 Peaks, the Yorkdale's 3 Peaks last weekend with absolutely brilliant. But can we go on a walk round the hills that are not great footpaths underfoot and navigate just with the watch? That's what we're going to try and find out.
And this is going to be quite tricky because there's not an awful lot of landmarks here as well. It's a lot of path and a lot of trees, so it is quite a tall order we've set ourselves, so it's going to be quite interesting. Can we do it before nightfall? Now we've got till about 10 o'clock, daylight hours, so we'll see. We'll see how we get on.
So what do we do? First of all, we need to plan that route on the free Ordnance Survey route planning software, and that's what I did yesterday. So if you just go to our website, which is gpstraining.co.uk, and just click on the OS Planner on the top menu bar, and that takes you to the free Ordnance Survey route planning software. So first of all, we need to just look for the location where we're going to go. So we're at Kidland, so just type in here Kidland, we can just search for that, and there's a couple of options come up in Kidland Forest, Northumberland, which is where we're going to start today's walk. So I'm just going to zoom in and just get a quick understanding of where we are. So we're at a place called Kidland Lee. So I'm just going to find that on the map, which is there. And then I'm just going to work out quickly where we're going to go and work out the walk that we're going to do. So it's quite a nice idea just before you start your planning, just get a bit of an understanding of where you're going to go, how you're going to get there. We're going to just follow around here and come back around here. And that's the route we're going to go. So what we're going to do is just zoom in, and then I literally start clicking on the map. Every time there's a major corner on the path, I just click, 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 and I start creating this little route that we're going to walk. Okay, so it's 10.8 miles. I'm just going to rename this Biddleston. Okay, so a quick look down. It's got 86 waypoints. I'm just going to download that GPX file. Just downloads it onto your computer. So wherever your downloads end up on your computer, this is where this is going to end up. Now, it's up to you how you get this onto it. So you can email it to yourself if you want to, or because I'm on a Mac, I can actually just wirelessly transfer that over. So again, I can just move that over to my via AirDrop onto my mobile phone, and I'll show you how you can get that onto your watch. So once I've airdropped it, in my case, to my iPhone, again, you can email it to yourself and just open it up if you don't have an iPhone. It's just saying, what program do I want to open that GPX file up in? I'm going to use the Connect app, which is what we're going to use. So just take a few seconds to load into Connect app. Next thing it says, what activity are we going to do? I'm going to click other. So once we've got it on the Connect app, we literally just press the 3 dots at the top and send to device. What device are we going to send it to? We're going to send it to the Epix, which is what we do there. And it's going to be sent and is synced with the Epix Gen2. So what we need to do at the start of the day's walk, we just need to load that course that we've created. So just press the top right hand button, and then I can just press hike here. So just press hike, which is the activity that we're going to be doing. Okay, GPS is already okay. I'm just going to press this middle button on the left hand side, and we're going to select courses. Okay, there's the course that we're going to navigate, 10.83 miles. Just press enter on that. It's going to load the course into it, and we're going to do the course. All right, so that's us now navigating. Other thing we need to do is just press that top right hand button, and that starts recording the course as well. So we've got this fantastic bright screen that we do on the Epix. But let's see actually how it does when we're out navigating. So we're just climbing our first peak, which is the Dodd. So you out of breath, Jen? You all right?
You'll hear me puffing and panting.
So this is where we started. We started at Kidland Lee on the other side of the valley. We've dropped down right to the valley bottom, come along the valley bottom, and we've climbed up to the Dodd, which is this hill just behind us. Then we're going to do Puncherton Hill, Puncherton Farm, it's in the distance, and we'll skirt around the back and drop back down to valley bottom and then come back up the valley when we do that. Now, one great thing about these watches is you get great elevation data. So I've just actually just taken a picture. It shows you where we are within the walk. It shows you those climbs. Now, one thing we've already learned is just to have faith in that topo active map. When we come along the valley bottom, is this where we turn left? I think it is, I think it is. One positive thing about this Epix is the touch screen on it. So what I could do is actually just switch on the touch screen. I could then just zoom out the map, get a better overview to see what was ahead of ourselves. That's one of the benefits of the new Fenix 7, also the Epix, is we have a touch screen as well as buttons. Now, what we need to do is when we're in the countryside is it automatically switches off that touch screen. But on a day like today, when we can use it, it's not pouring down with rain or we've not got our gloves on, we literally just press the top right button, the bottom left button, just hold them down. It switches off that touch, the buttons, it switches on the touch screen rather, and then it enables us to zoom out and get that better overview of where we are. So far, all good. The only thing I'm kind of lacking is place names. So again, I know this is the Dodd, I know this is Puncherton. If I had my OS map with me on a GPS unit, I would kind of have that in front of me. So it is giving me a great navigation experience, vibrating when we need to turn, but I've not got that detail that I would expect from an Ordnance Survey map. So onwards and upwards, lovely as we loop around, and we'll have a quick look at some of the stats we've got on our watches so far. Have a quick look through the main pages of the other main screens when we're navigating with this watch. So distance remaining 8.73 miles, ETA 4:05 this evening. These ETAs are very, very good on the watches. How long been walking for? 1 hour, 8 minutes, 52 seconds. Distance walked 2.41 miles, moving speed 2.3. Again, it's not on my wrist, that's why there's no heart rate down the bottom. If it was on my wrist, I'd put my finger on it, it will measure my heart rate, it will do. Total ascent, elevation that we're currently at, total descent. Time of day 8:38. Okay, then we've got the electronic compass built into this watch as well. And then there's that lovely clear map page, absolutely stunning. The clarity on this is good. So Kitty Crag is what we're coming up to, Puncherton. So even though I was commenting a little bit before about not having great labels on it, it has got a little bit of information. And you can see, because I've got this touch screen on, I can press in and out and really zoom out and actually drag myself around the map and other such things. So really gives me some nice flexibility by having that touch screen on this watch. Again, to come out, I just press the backward button and that takes me back to the page I was on. Then we've got the main navigational page, shows me the arrow direction we're going in, distance remaining and how far off course, we're not off course at all. And then the elevation I was talking about before shows us climbing up there to the Dodd, Puncherton Hill, and then dropping back down again as well. And then back to that main page. To switch on off the touchscreen, just hold down these two buttons. Now we've got the touchscreen off. Again, hold it down again, touchscreen on. And again, where that really comes into the benefit is on that map page, isn't it? Really gives us nice flexibility that we can drag ourselves around. We can zoom in and zoom out. And that's a big feature on this watch, isn't it? That stunning clarity of that screen on this Epix Gen2. So Jane, it's lunchtime. And what do we have out at lunchtime?
Packed lunches.
And the Ordnance Survey map. Sorry, we failed dismally.
We failed
dismally. We came through a gate there, and it's bleak. The Cheviot Hills are bleak. There's no footpaths underfoot, and we kind of wandered off in the direction. We were looking at our watches because we had nothing on the watches to show us where the field boundaries were.
And as suspected, there's no landmarks. There's nothing to go on.
We then turned back, found the gate we needed to go through, and to be honest, on the watch we kind of just got this big sweep around here. I get my Ordnance Survey map out. I can see we need to go through this boundary. There's a sheep stale up to our left. We're going to go through another field boundary, then we're going to skirt back around. I can see the contours, I can see the lie of the land, and it gives me that information. Trudy, are you going to move out of the camera? Thank you very much. And it gave me that information, which I always say proudly, with a handheld GPS unit, I've never had to take a map out of my rucksack for 1,000 miles. And we're literally 3 or 4 miles into this walk and we've got the map out. So,
and you know, we're both good at navigational skills. We both know how to read the lay of land. It's just impossible to do it out here. As you say, we gave it a good crack and we couldn't do it.
So I think the conclusion is, I think the watches are fantastic for long distance trails. If you're doing a designated route, when I did the walk along the St Cuthbert's Way, brilliant. When I did the 3 Peaks, absolutely brilliant, fantastic. It's well trod. I was getting the stats. I could kind of see, use it less for navigating, just to reassure us in the right place. When I come on upland like this, I really need either to use it alongside my Ordnance Survey map, or alternatively handheld GPS unit with the Ordnance Survey maps on for the UK anyway. So lunch was good.
Thank you.
Very nice. Nice.
Recharge the batteries.
And then the sun is out as well, which is even better. And then we're going to skirt on the higher ground. There's rain all around. It's really nice. There's rain clouds all around. And then we're going to drop back down to the valley bottom. So I am going to look at the map, put it away and see if we can do the rest without the Ordnance Survey map. But I think our conclusion to date is, I think we will struggle.
Yeah.
So the big question is Fenix or Epix? Or what are the benefits of each of those GPS watches? If you watched my walk and talk with the Fenix 7, I was a massive fan of it. If you've not seen that walk and talk, I'll leave a link at the end of this video, so please go and have a look at that. So when the new unit or the new watches came out, with the Fenix and the Epix, if people know the story, I very much thought, right, I'm ready for a change. I'm ready for a change. I've had a lot of Fenix watches. I'm going to try the Epix. I thought, that's the one I'm going to have. Well, first of all, I put the Fenix 7 on my wrist and I thoroughly enjoyed that experience. Key thing there is a fantastic battery life, and I love that solar capability that's in that watch. But when the Epix went on my wrist, I was a little bit torn two ways. I'm actually taken back by the quality of that screen. So when you're using it as a smartwatch every day, it's absolutely stunning. The clarity of the screen, the brightness of that screen. As we saw earlier on when we look at the map page, you can't beat it. It's absolutely stunning. And the clarity, the extra colours that we get with the Epix is second to none. But that all comes at a price. The price is that battery life. So when we use it as a smartwatch, I know we can put it on some battery save options and things, but I've been getting 6 days of charge out of it, which is not bad compared to an Apple Watch or something along those lines. But compared to a Fenix 7, where I was getting 20, 22 days out of it, even more of the sun was shining, you can kind of see the downside of it. But when we're navigating with it, that's not really a concern. We're still getting 42 hours of battery life when we've got the satellites running, where I think, if I remember the top of my head, Fenix 7 is 60. 65 or something like that. So really, our enemies will be walking 40 odd hours continuously. The majority of the time we're not. So really, as long as we're charging it and it's been charged within 24 hours or 48 hours before we go for a day's walking, hey, it's going to be great. It's going to achieve this objective. So I'm a little bit torn still between the two watches. I'm going to sit on the fence. One thing to be aware of is, in the bright sunshine like we've got today, the screen on the Epix, even though the clarity is better, the brightness is better, in bright sunshine it's harder to see compared to the Fenix. But then on the other hand, on a duller day, or when we're indoors just using it as a smartwatch, wearing it every day, this screen is by far superior. And it's amazing the number of people, I've had it on my wrist for 3 weeks now, the number of people who have been out walking with who said, oh, I love the screen on that watch. And I was out with a friend last weekend walking who's had a Fenix for a number of years. First thing he said, oh, I love that screen on that watch. So it's a hard one, really. I understand why it's come out, so it's really that personal preference of what you're looking for, isn't it? Better clarity of screen indoors or on dull days, or the Fenix with better clarity of screen on bright days, but the Fenix got improved battery life. Again, if you're coming from a smartwatch where you've been having to charge that every day or every couple of days, no, going to a watch like this where you're having to charge it every 6 days is actually a blessing in disguise, isn't it? So those are your key differences. Sadly, there's not a solar version of this watch, which I'm quite surprised at, and hopefully we'll see that coming along. But again, I would like to see a solar version of this watch. Again, we might get that little bit of extra battery life, so fingers crossed we see that in a future watch. But overall, I've really enjoyed it. I'm going to keep it on my wrist. It's a really cracking watch, and again, the styling of it as well. As you know, this one with the silver bezel around the edge. You know, I really like that classic look that you get on this Epix Gen 2. So we're just dropping down for a wonderful remote house called Singmore, and we're dropping down this wonderful red stone road or track. And it's actually coming down to a quarry. Now, Jane, what is the quarry called?
It's called Biddleston Quarry.
Biddleston Quarry, and it quarries this wonderful red stone, it does. And this is our useless fact of the video is, where else in this country do you find this red stone?
It's a very, very famous house that everybody knows.
Okay, have you guessed? Tell them, Jane.
It's from Buckingham Palace.
Buckingham Palace. You see the red stone around Buckingham Palace. We're just actually coming up to the Queen's Jubilee, so we'll all be watching it on the television. And this is where it comes from, Biddleston Quarry in the Coca Valley. So it's our local stone that is famous, goes all over the world, and the most famous place that it comes is Buckingham Palace in London. So it's a lovely red stone. We'll see it a lot on a lot of the paths and tracks around the northeast of England. So we've already looked through the main navigational pages a little bit earlier on. Let's also look at some of the smart watch features. So to get to the smartwatch at any time when we're navigating, we just press this bottom right hand button, just hold it down, and it takes us into our smartwatch. This is what we'll see when we're just using it day by day. So our main watch face, hours of battery life because we're navigating with it. And you see what happens is it just dips, it does, just to keep preserving. That's the standard watch face. And then we just press the up and down buttons here to go through it. So weather is there. Again, if we want to know more about the weather, we press that top right hand button and it takes us in there. 12 degrees today, scattered showers. And again, we can come down, it gives you the temperature hour by hour there as well. All right, and that's kind of going forward as we go forward, etc. Again, to come out of it, we can just press that, takes us back. Sunset, ABC, excellent. Various bits and bobs like that. So things like steps, so we've done 17,000 steps. Again, if we want to know more, we can just press that there. That shows the 17,000 steps that we've done today. Again, if we want to know more, we can just press the downward button or swipe up and down. To come out of this at any time, so I can use the touch screen if I want to. To come out of it, I can either use the buttons or I can just swipe from the left and that takes it out of there. Again, if I'm using the touch screen, I can go to heart rate. It shows the heart rate during the walk, and then I can show you down there 7-day average heart rate. So again, just swipe from the side, let's come up first, sorry, and then swipe to the side to come out of it. Body battery tells you how much battery you've got left or in your body. Pulse ox, of course, in there. Then you've got your smart notifications as well. So again, these are smart notifications that come off your watch. So these are your text messages, in our case, live chat, Instagram, and text messages. And of course, you can control your music. You can either put it on control it from your phone or put it on your watch. Temperature as well. So again, you can just scroll up and down any of these. If we want to know more, I can go into body battery. It shows me the body battery. And again, we can scroll up to get with the stress levels. Again, scroll up and then scroll away to get back into it. And those are your main way of navigating around your smartwatch. Now, don't forget what happens if you get that smartwatch notification. So if something appears on your phone, it will also flash up on here as well. And then you can do most like your BBC News alerts or your BBC Sports alerts and this kind of thing. So that's the main smartwatch function. This is the wonderful Biddlestone Chapel. It's actually a redundant Catholic chapel that was built back in the 1800s. It's actually a former peel tower, which is a fortified tower we found a lot in Northumberland down the lower levels, and then the chapel was put above it. It was 1992 when it was eventually closed and made redundant, and it actually went to some chapel organisation who then look after it from this point on. It's a striking building in the foothills of the Cheviot Hills. So we're back to the valley floor, Jane. And we can see the Dodd in the background, which is what we climbed a little bit earlier. So we can see the Dodd, which is how we originally started our walks. We've done a big circle back. We're now back on the valley floor. A couple of things we just need to address really, which is the navigation experience you get with a watch. If you're not aware and you've not had a GPS watch before, it's quite a different navigation experience than you get with a handheld GPS unit. So what we get is a vibration on our wrists when we're off course, and alternative vibration on our wrists when we're back on course. Also, if we can get the turn-by-turn routing navigator snaps the topo maps, we also get a vibration when we need to turn as well. So that's the navigation experience that we get on the watch. So we're here at the end of the walk. What we need to do is just save everything. Now the navigation automatically stops on its own accord. So you can see we've been going 6 hours 25, we've done 12.55 miles, we've climbed just over 2,000 feet, and we've descended to just a similar amount as well. It's just coming up to 5 o'clock at night. All right, so what we need to do is the navigational pages have gone, which is the directional arrow ones. So we just need to save that course that we've been recording. So just press this top right hand button, and then you can see you get the little stop, and then for a few seconds we get the option to either resume, but we're going to come down and save. We just press that top right hand button again and we save all that data. So it just takes a few seconds as it saves it. Then it gives you the stats of what we've done here. So 12.5 miles, we've climbed 2,093. There's the speed that we've done during that walk. Elevation, which is very similar than what the elevation graph we've been looking as we've been walking. Heart rate, average 105, maximum 147. And there's each of the heart rate zones that we've been working in today. Training effect. And then the recovery is 32 hours. I like that one, so we can see how long it is to do. Again, fantastic screen on this, and then we're back to where we are. Sats is all saved at the end of the day's walking. Many thanks for watching the latest walk and talk with myself, John from GPS Training. If you're thinking about getting an Epix Gen 2 or you've already got one, please leave a comment box in the comment box below about what you like about this watch and what your thoughts are against some of the other watches in the marketplace. And if you can subscribe and like this video on YouTube, that is very much appreciated. And if we can help you in any way at GPS Training about buying a new GPS watch, or alternatively training about a watch you've already got, please also do get in touch. Just go to our website, which is gpstraining.co.uk. So from a wonderful Northumberland, many thanks for joining me, and I hope you can join me again in the near future on another Walk and Talk.